Hello, today we are here to talk about stormwater runoff pollution, its causes, its effects on the environment, and measures to prevent it. Some of you are probably asking, what is stormwater runoff? Well, stormwater runoff is rainwater that does not get absorbed back into the ground after a rain event. With our city growing at such a rapid pace, there are more houses, roads, buildings, and parking lots being constructed, leaving less area for the rain to be absorbed back into the ground, thus causing more runoff. As this runoff flows across the ground, it picks up many types of pollutants, from dirt and debris from construction sites, pesticides and fertilizers from lawn care, to oil and heavy metals from road and parking lots. All of these pollutants ultimately can end up in the North Fork of the St. Lucie River, causing harm to plant and animal life and habitat. Back when the first storm systems were developed, their intent was to remove stormwater from property and roadways as fast as possible to reduce the risk of flooding. Really with no regard that this water can be picking up pollution on its way and damaging our rivers and streams. Here we see an old concrete conveyance system. These old systems are the worst case scenario for water quality, because the water does not get absorbed into the ground and there are no grasses to absorb any toxins or nutrients. As the city grew and storm systems were being built, these systems were not constructed out of concrete anymore, mainly as a cost-cutting move, but it actually helped out environmentally. With the grass conveyance systems throughout the city, the canal itself will absorb some of the runoff, and the grasses and plants will filter out sediment and absorb some nutrients and toxins before it reaches the river. When it rains, the runoff that travels through this canal will be entering the river with better water quality than if it was going through a concrete swale. Here we have a side lot ditch pipe. This directs drainage from this swale directly into the river. That is why it's important to practice healthy household habits, such as proper use of fertilizers and pesticides, and cleaning up yard waste and pet waste. For more tips, please log on to the city webpage at cityofpsl.com, then go to the link for stormwater pollution prevention. Here we are at another type of stormwater conveyance system that is a little more efficient than the last two we have been to. And the reason for that is that it has a control structure right here. And the water will not leave this canal and enter the river until it reaches a certain elevation and flows over this structure. So what this means is that if it rains, the runoff and its pollutants that it picks up will enter this canal. Some of them will be absorbed back into the ground, some will be removed by the plant life, and now, if the level is below the control structure, the rainwater will be detained in this canal and it will sit here. The sediment and the heavy metals will settle, and the nutrients and toxins have more time to be absorbed by the plant life. Therefore, this system, as long as it's not a major storm event and the water level is not over control, will contribute to better water quality than the others. But as you can see, even this system will not keep trash and debris from the river. If you have propane tanks or trash, hazardous materials, please do not discard them in the canal. The St. Lucie County dump will collect them. Log on to the city webpage at cityofpsl.com and go to the link Household Hazardous Waste Drop-Off for more information. All other trash can be placed outside on trash day, and the trash service will pick it up and dispose of it properly. In the 1970s, the laws changed and water quality became a concern for stormwater runoff. Studies have proved that stormwater runoff pollution was a major contributor to pollution of our rivers. These new regulations state that the first inch of runoff from projects, whether it is a roadway or a housing development, must be detained on site prior to release into the city's stormwater system, therefore giving one more opportunity for cleanup before the water reaches the river. Here you can see that the water collected in these swales and these streets enters into storm drains, then into an underground piping system that directs the water to a detention pond. Depending on the weather conditions, this water will sit in these ponds or wetlands for weeks to months before being discharged into our canals. All the while, pollutants will be settling or getting absorbed by plant life. When the water reaches control level, it will be released into our canals where it will travel through more plant life, and even more pollutants will settle or be absorbed before being discharged into the river. So when you travel through our beautiful city and you see the great looking canals, ponds, and wetlands, you now know that not only are they adding to the beauty of the city, they are actually improving the water quality of our stormwater runoff. Earlier we talked about healthy household habits that you can practice at home. Also on the city webpage, on the same link, there's some information on what is not allowed to enter or be dumped into the city storm system. These are called illicit discharges. They include things such as chemicals, turbid or dirty water, chlorinated pool water, trash, oil, and many other things. Basically, the only thing allowed in the storm system is rainwater, groundwater, and irrigation water. If you have any questions, please log on to the city webpage for more information. Our Public Works Department will be painting this stencil on the inlets throughout the city as a reminder to people not to dump any pollutants down the storm drains, because ultimately, they may end up in our rivers. One last thing. If you observe someone contributing to runoff pollution, whether a construction site, a business, or someone dumping trash or other forms of pollutants into an inlet, a canal, or a lake, please call the new hotline at 344-4319. This number can also be found on the city webpage under the Stormwater Pollution Prevention link. I would like to thank you for watching, and now you know the importance of our storm system as it relates to water quality, and that stormwater does not go to a treatment plant. The best way to prevent runoff pollution is by education on the use of better practices at home and on construction sites. Remember, when it rains, it drains.